We're almost at the end. There's still activities happening over in the hackerspace and down in Studio 4. But up here, I just want to round off the event and just do a little bit of a review of the things that we've been talking about at the conference here in Funkhaus, and some of the main themes that have come up. So as soon as slides are up, here we are. So yeah, just a summary of what we've seen. And as Amir was talking about at great length, but many other speakers focused their talks on this really deep theme of the responsibility that we have for building the future. Now, this was articulated in many different ways by many of the speakers talking not only here in the main stage, but also in the other rooms. And it is something that we can't escape. There's always a political element to what we do. One of the comments that was made is that tools must be created with purpose. There must be an idea of what we're going to do with them. We mentioned the Greeks had lots of technology, but they just didn't want to do what we do with that technology now. And having a thesis and then attaching the tools that we're building to that is really important. Another comment that was made was that we can talk about building these tools, developing this technology for greater personal freedom, for better action in the world, to make our lives better. But this thesis is being not disproved, but the antithesis is being proved with corporations like Google and Facebook using that technology for exactly the opposite. And, maybe this is fine, maybe it's not, but there's the important drive here that we're building the tools and we've got to at least have some idea of what we're building them for. And another theme which I think came out a lot is that at some low level, these tools are going to allow us to better align incentives for working with people that we've never met. So the idea that we can make more explicit what we're trying to do and then set up the mechanisms so that just participating drives us towards the goal that we want. Now, Nakamoto's consensus is a sort of very distilled version of this, but as we build more complicated systems, we can hopefully incorporate these concepts into more of the technology that we're making. One of the phrases which I really liked coming out of this conference was defend all of the layers. We've identified the notion that this technology can be subverted. It can be subverted at any layer, and we've got to make sure that the safeguards are in place on every strata of the technology. Because if the foundation is corrupted, then of course everything that's built on top of that will also succumb. And it's a slightly different point, but I like that there was a comment in defense of forking. If we look around us, a lot of what we do and how human society develops, from everything from language to governance systems, is a continual consensus process. I'm speaking to you now in English, and I didn't invent English, none of you invented English, but we can somehow understand each other. And the words that I'm using now will have a subtly different meaning in 50 years from now, and certainly wouldn't necessarily make sense to people 200 years ago. There's a continual evolution in any consensus domain, and I'm using language as an example now, that's updated and forks and rejoins and takes in various influences. So the fact that there are systems which are running under consensus that can fork isn't a failure, it's a success of that consensus mechanism. Obviously, this is a huge discussion topic all in itself, and I don't really want to use this summary for that. The other thing that we saw today, I feel, is that a lot of what we were talking about as the future only 6 months ago is here, or is about to appear. And it was fantastic to see some of the announcements being made on stage. A crypto phone actually dedicated to integrating with a lot of the technology we're building, I thought was an exciting thing from a consumer technology company. Gavin's talk on parity substrate, the fact that it's really on its way, it's being delivered. We can use it now. Obviously, extra features need to be added, but the vision of hierarchical scalability, I think, is fantastic. And Commonwealth's announcement of running a value-bearing testnet, so we can start to actually experiment more accurately with a lot of the ideas of governance in particular, but running updatable blockchains in general. And of course, we got the toilets fixed, which I thought was, overcoming technology at the rawest level. But of course, the main theme of this conference is coming together and working together, and the amazing things that we can do with that. Now, we all know that collaboration, cooperation is good, but actually making it happen is the hard part. And the hackerspace in particular, I think, is a real testament to what communities can do when we come together. So many amazing things happened in there over the last 3 days. We had a mini conference in a conference being run in the hackerspace, so particular thanks to Griff for that. And in fact, when we conceived of this event, the reason why we called it a summit was because we wanted it to be bigger than just some talks on a stage. So the fact that they're happening alongside the talks here was another conference going on, I think, was fun. And of course, that wasn't the only one. That so much of the activity in the hackerspace, but also in the workshops, I think was absolutely fantastic. And what I'm really looking forward to is when some of the tools that we're building here actually become the platforms for the collaboration to continue building out everything. So, Git running itself, and then hopefully we can sort of extend that analogy to even more of what we're building. But yeah, I can't overstate the fact that this was a community event, and it really was all of you that made this summit such a fantastic 3 days. I really hope that you got out of it as much as I did. I mean, I've heard lots of people saying that they've achieved a lot and have really enjoyed it, but I'm really glad, and I must thank you, everyone here in this room, and the rest of the conference for that. So please give yourselves a round of applause. 72 hours in Funkhaus. I think that, is absolutely fantastic. And of course, it doesn't stop here. You know, we're going to continue working on all of this, and while we won't necessarily be in the same physical place, we should keep on working together. And the Web3 Foundation is, of course, dedicated to this. And again, I'm going to repeat what Peter Jaban said in his talk, that if you want to work on the Web3 tech stack as we see it, then please come and join us, help us out. You can go to the collab.web3.foundation repo. Huge amount of activity there. Find out how you can contribute, or indeed set up new ways that you think cooperation and collaboration should be happening. We have amazing research going on at the Web3 Foundation, so if you feel that you can contribute to that, then contact us. Of course, we are in contact with a huge number of development teams, but we also want to hear from any and all of you who are working on decentralized apps or protocol projects. So yeah, don't stop the messages coming in. And we are growing, and we are looking for enthusiastic people to come and join our team, join us in Zug. So if you want to be part of that research, that collaboration building, that dissemination of excitement and opportunity, then again, please get in touch. Now, this event wasn't built in a day, as they say. That, of course, all of you being here really made it what it is. But setting up the Funkhaus and making sure that everything that we needed was in place goes to a huge thanks to that. For that goes to a huge team that made this possible. And so I'd like to spend some moments now thanking that team, because the work that they've put in, behind the scenes has been absolutely phenomenal. And I'd like to start by thanking Stephanie. Sorry, Stephanie is, yes, please join us on stage, because, yeah, I can't thank you enough for making all of this happen, including the toilets. Stephanie, thank you. And it's, as a token of appreciation, please accept these. And also your team. I'm afraid I'm going to have to get my prom card here. But yeah, Elisa and John, Daniel and Toby, please come and join us on stage. Your hard work, so much appreciated. Now, Boris and Heidi are two other people who are part of this team, part of Stephanie's team, that sadly can't join us today. And also Paul, I don't know if Paul's in the room, but he's been sorting out the live streaming for this whole event, so huge thanks to him. And of course, the tech team up there who set all of it up and provided all of the dongles when we needed them. But of course, a lot more besides. Huge amount of work to satisfy. So thanks to this whole team and satisfy, please. And not only that, we have, I'd also like to add special thanks to Vale. Vale, where are you? Oh, you're at the back here. Thank you. Thank you for all of your help. And yes, some flowers for you. Please accept. And, there are more team of sides, so a lot of help from a huge number of volunteers. I'm afraid we can't get all of the volunteers on stage, but real thanks to all of the volunteers. And particular thanks to members of our team, Jen, Cuba, and Raul. Really put in the extra effort to make all this happen. You're here, Jen. Thank you so much. And Cuba, awesome.
Thank you.
So yes, one last round of applause for this amazing production team, please. Thank you. So, again, fantastic event. Thank you to everyone. And we look forward to seeing you all again to make this awesomeness happen in 2019. Thank you very much.